Hello everyone, welcome back to Watcher of Realms. We are going to go for another limited here. Hope you all are doing awesome and that you're going to have much better luck than I am. We're going to go for Diaochan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And yeah, we are going to be getting that A2 plus 300 attack, which is pretty substantial considering she has rather low attack since she's an inspiration unit. It's pretty exciting. I did put one soul stone into her because of that great old range increase. Now, we also have another banner here, Aeris and Eirlys, I don't know. I'll pronounce her name. They are both pretty good, and I do not have either of them. So I kind of thought originally I would spend the blues because all the gems, because look how many I have. But now I'm thinking I actually might just do the golden ones, but we'll see if we can do some pity manipulation. We're about 30 into pity, so not very far at all, but let's go ahead and without any further ado, let's go ahead and rip. So it's been a little while since I've done one of these videos. Watcher of Realms, the state of, You know, I like Watcher of Realms, I like it a lot, but it has grown a little stale the past few weeks, months. I haven't been spending so much time in the game. Well, there goes the pity manipulation, so are we going to get Diaochan this early? What can we get? Malvira, that's pretty darn cool. I use Malvira in a lot of content. I like her design, I like her kit, her design in terms of not just the way that physical character looks physical, yeah, but the way the kit works. Damage based off HP, true damage actually based off HP. Some guys have that, but it's like they have more damage. So that's a really good one. I like that. That's good. We're off to a strong start. And again, that was only 50 into pity or so. Cool. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Stay of Watcher of Realms. Don't want to be a downer. There's a lot of actually exciting stuff coming up, like the campaign that has that's specific to specific characters, like Rex, bringing them back. I'm not super hugely looking forward to that new guild boss. It's okay. It looks very similar to Samurai in terms of design, and I'm always for more creative stuff. One thing I will say that's definitely gotten me a little bit, and it's not necessarily the content of this game, but it helps a little bit, is the design of the most recent characters. I didn't realize this at first as much, but when I first started playing the game, I kind of thought about it, but I didn't realize that until I really got more deeply into it. Pretty much, the character designs are very similar here, at least in the sense that they're all anthropomorphic. There's very few. There's only a few that are half what's it called? Like snake, like Pelagios, of course, is a mermaid, but that's Calypso. Seraphina, that's her name. And what's the newest one? The healer, whatever her name is. They all have that kind of half snake body, but other than that, pretty much everything's anthropomorphic. They all have the pauldron, the shoulder thing. The designs here are actually not as creative as I thought. Like, they are creative on first glance, but they really follow a similar formula, and I really would like Moonton to move away from that. There are a few exceptions to that rule, such as the dragons. Ajax I'm not a big fan of. The thing I don't like about the dragons is how tiny they look when you put them on the battlefield. I really would like them to be big, like the guild boss, Xanthrax or whatever it's called. That would be really nice. Having them look like a mini baby dragon was kind of silly, but whatever. That's a minor quibble, relatively speaking. That's actually not too minor. But anyway, that being said, that's why I would like a lot more non-anthropomorphic designs for Moonton. I know I am, but a speck on the sand of the seashore and a huge beach of the world, a Watcher of Realms. So, I know my voice is not going to carry far and wide, but that would be something personally, as someone who has spent a little bit on the game. Don't think I'm going to be spending anything more, though, really. We'll see. I kind of do it in yearly buckets, like after a year if I play the game. I don't want to support it, I'll spend the more or less the equivalent of like what's a new game, like around $60. And then after another year, then I might do it. It's just kind of almost like on a yearly basis sort of thing. So we are getting very close to that 200 right now. I think we just have, what is it, like maybe 20 more? Let me take a quick peek. Yeah, we have 10 more. We're going to get her on this one. Yeah, so as I said before, these limited ones, no brainer for me, these gacha games. It's gone a ton better though with that new mechanic that just came out, where you have to be able to get at least one of them. One of the raid-up heroes, that's really good. I say have to. By basically the third legendary summon, you're extremely likely to get at least one of them. So, if you're willing to rip about 600 summons, that's quite a few, but at least you're more or less guaranteed one of them. So that was really nice, welcome change. That being said, you can't choose which one it is, so there you go. Diaochan, in terms of her design, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of these mythological reference ones. I like it to be creative because it's like I've played other games before, right, where these mythological characters make an appearance, and it's okay. But if you look at her, it's like she could be someone that you meet, down the street, whatever. I play these games for very much of an escapism, very cool horror, awesome designs, very fantastic designs, creative designs. She's just a lady in an interesting garb. So we're gonna go ahead and I think I'm fresh off of pity. I think I got Sarah. Oh no, I got. Why did I spend one more? Whatever, divine something. Okay, so I did get Cetrum. Very cool. I don't think he's super useful on my account, but I will see. I've placed him a little bit here. I just need to give him more of the skill crystal. But I do have enough for at least one pity here. Dolores, that's really cool, especially since she's another inspiration unit. Dolores you use a lot. I still like Dolores in a sense because she can heal at the same time, whereas Diaochan cannot. You have to switch stances, so in some context it's pretty nice. Kalina, I've never used you. I don't want to share. But yeah, there's some exciting stuff coming to Watch Your Realms, but I think right now it's kind of stale. I think there's some new stuff that came out not too long ago that was pretty cool, like the zombie invasion. I would just say like get better rewards and more and more options. One thing that they really need to do is have some really creative environments. My goodness, some of the environments in here are rather stale. There are some good ones like the library or whatever, not necessarily what you typically think of fantasy, but at least it's a little bit more creative. But where are the fancy forests, rivers, mountains? There's a lot of really basic ones here that you could, low-hanging fruit that you could be using. That is freaking terrible. But how many do I have? 27. We are going for another legendary pit. That is terrible. I'm not going to end this video on the Laura poll. And I'm pretty sure you all would be disappointed. You all, as in you all three of you, would be very disappointed if I ended on an Allura poll. So we're going to keep pulling. Because, yeah, Allura is pretty terrible. She has an interesting mechanic, but, you get anywhere past the mid-game. So long as you have a fairly okay, even roster, you're going to pass her up in terms of usefulness. Vortex, very good character. I don't really use him anymore, but he still has his uses. He's still pretty good. I might use him occasionally. Midan, I actually do use her for her cleansing on a guild boss too, for my second team, not my main team. My second team. Siren, you are terrible. I've only used you on faction trials when I had no one else to use because for lack of other characters, but you are terrible. You are terrible. Deimos, I actually didn't use him as much as other people said. He's really good. I just used Wrath and depended on Wrath, and Wrath did everything he did in more or less better. I think in some ways Deimos might be a little bit better, but definitely in terms of like keeping him as survivability by himself, that was Phelan. Never used her by the time she came out. I was kind of at the cusp of it not being her not being useful at all. I don't know. I just had starting to get a
The majesty of the North will ever shine.
Ai's really nice for faction trials. I won't say she's a must, especially early on, but she's really nice. Gluttony's interesting mechanic. Didn't really use him until Arena. The kind of gimmick. He just auto eats. This Baron. What's your name? Mari. And added it in there. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason for that. Okay, so we're gonna just do the one more legendary, and we are going to call it quits. Cellcath is absolutely terrible. I did use you in faction trials again, like Osiren, because I just didn't have anyone else to use. How about the Alien episode 6? That was not very good. Anyway, that was George. Oh, you're in this summoning now? I thought you were just in the ancient summons. I got George pretty early on, actually, and used him a little bit as a tank. Gluttony today. Okay, so we should be pretty close here to getting. Yep. Okay, so is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Aeris. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. I don't know, to be honest with you, which one I preferred. I'm not a fan of this design. Again, anthropomorphic, and then the bird face, Ebolan face. It's not the worst, but it doesn't. The armor and everything's pretty cool. Again, with the pauldrons, the shoulder. Come on, man. Come on. Every single time. Well, there we go. There we go. That's a lot of nice, good, juicy heroes there. We got 3. And 4 about lore. That's how much good. But decent design. Again, though, it's just so similar that it's like it could be like a skin for something. So again, I like a lot of the designs that are kind of coming out, but they're not different enough for me to be like a whole new hero or something. It's like with the way the skins are going, which is a good thing because the skins are getting more creative, then it's like, okay, this could just be a skin for something else. But anyway, there's a lot of new exciting stuff coming to Watcher Realms. It just might be a few months. So just hold in there, guys. Hold in there. It's going to get better. But it's still good now. It's still a good game. You know, it doesn't take away from the past and the stuff that you can do. It's just sometimes on the day-to-day, you don't have a lot of motivation. It can feel a little grindy. And some of the stuff is not necessarily the most fun. But again, some things like the zombie mode are pretty cool. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. And take care.